My name is Akil Neal, and today I'll be talking to you about the false solution that we call electric vehicles. The goal of electric vehicles were vehicles that could be produced and used with zero emissions. There are two problems with electric vehicles, one being an ethical problem, and the second being a pollution problem. First, let's talk about the ethics. To produce a usable electric vehicle, we require lithium and cobalt to produce the lithium-ion batteries. Lithium comes from mining, and these mines use lots of water. It usually takes 60 to 75% of the water in a given area to mine lithium. This is horrible for the agriculture as there is not enough water, which is in turn bad for the people living in these areas. The second ingredient was cobalt. The problem with cobalt is most efficient or cheap mines use child labor. This is simply not a solution to pollution. Second, let's talk about the pollution of electric vehicles. Everyone says that electric vehicles have zero emissions. This is simply not true. Because of the US power grid using so much dirty energy, electric vehicles usually have about 2 metric tons of carbon emissions every year. Combustion engines actually produce 5.2 metric tons of carbon per year, which is more. But electric vehicles once again lose out on production. When producing an electric vehicle, we once again need to mine lithium, which takes a lot of carbon. In fact, to produce one electric vehicle, it usually takes 17 metric tons of carbon, when compared to a combustion engine, which only takes about 7 metric tons. Now you might say that the electric vehicles do surpass the combustion engines, and this is true. In over 4 years, the electric vehicles actually do surpass and produce less emissions than their combustion counterparts. The problem with this is the amount of carbon that will be released when all of these electric vehicles are produced is crazy. In fact, only 0.3% of cars all over the world are electric. If 17 metric tons are used to produce 1.46 billion cars to replace all of the cars that we currently have, that is far too much for the atmosphere to handle. There is, however, a solution. Porsche and other companies are working on something called e-fuel. E-fuel is a product that uses the carbon in the air and is working to turn it back into gasoline. This way, all of the gasoline released was carbon already in the air. Though it doesn't take carbon out of the atmosphere as the carbon goes back in, it does not create new carbon in production. This is the proper solution to pollution, as though the carbon does not disappear from the atmosphere, no extra carbon is added. And even though combustion engines still need to be produced, and that will add to the atmosphere, it won't add nearly as much as the production of an electric vehicle. Those were the problems with electric vehicles and why we should keep combustion engines. My name is Akil Anil, and I hope you enjoyed.